This is Helen Mark for GetYourRockOut.com. I'm at the Ritz and we're very happy to be interviewing Paradise Lost. Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Dandy.
Nice British word there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of words that don't get used enough. I mean, dandy is one of them. Nincompoop is another. That's been sadly declined over recent decades. But yeah, no, great. We're having a good time. You know, the tour's going well. Everyone's having a good laugh. And, yeah, no, brilliant.
So 25 years.
I know. I don't know the goals.
No, obviously not. So this is... I wouldn't say so. So obviously this whole year has been your 25th anniversary year. Have you had an exciting year of fun so far?
Yeah, well, it's the whole tour we started last year for Tragic Idol has been really
kind of not stopped.
really good. I mean, last year we were away. It's the most we've been away since probably like the 1 second tour or
Right.
So we've been away touring a lot. And it's been great. It's been really good. We've had some phenomenal shows, so it's been great. This year's been cool as well. This is pretty much, we've started writing a new album. We've just sort of started, so these will probably be the last shows, except for maybe the odd one or two. But yeah, no, the anniversary shows, it's given us an opportunity to play some songs that we might not have played for, well, one of them before the gig the other night, we haven't played it for about 22 years.
Wow.
There's another song which we haven't played for nearly 20 years that we're playing.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of songs which are on albums that we played on the tour for that album and then not really played so much, but so, we've got a couple of songs that are the popular ones that everyone sort of knows that they expect you to play every time, but, we're throwing in a few curveballs. It's a good excuse to do it, so. Yeah.
So you've got the new album, Tragic Illusion 25, very apt name. It came out in Europe first, good to hear, a couple of days ago now. So it's got rarities on there of previous release. Yeah. Got a re-recording of a couple of songs that you've redone.
Off the first two albums.
Yeah, and then you've got a new track on there as well.
Yeah.
But so talk us how you chose the rarities and the ones that have actually gone
well, I mean, we usually have a couple of songs left. When we do like an album session, we sort of have a number of songs. It's not normally more than what, there's one or two more, or three more sometimes. There's what we want to put on an album, then we see how it work in the studio, and then it's, because there was a song that it's on this Rarities album. It didn't make an album called The Last Fall and Save It, which is one of my favourites if it had been on Tragic Idol.
Right.
But because it didn't kind of 100% fit with it, and then we got a really nice big fan in a guy who runs an American magazine called Decibel Magazine, and he does like flexi discs, like singing, and he sort of gave him a song, so we gave him that. But it's quite nice that now we've been able to sort of put it on the Rarity album. I love that song, I absolutely love it. So, it's songs that didn't quite make the album, or they didn't quite fit the vibe. There's one that was off 50 Divide as well. It doesn't sound like any other song on there.
Okay.
So because we like albums to sound like a complete thing,
Right, okay.
And sometimes even if a song is really good, it doesn't fit the flow of the album. So, so it's mainly the songs that we had left over that didn't sort of make the album, but are still good songs, So. And the cover we did of the Spirit of Destiny song, Never Take Me Alive, I think it's some of the best singing Nick's ever done. I like the original song as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's really good. So, I mean, the original idea we toyed with, we tried to sort out one way we could have a compilation of songs of all the old albums. Yeah. But there's so many politics with the companies that own the rights. It's just, you can't do it.
And because you're going to be different labels throughout the years.
They try to charge you loads for it, and it's to the point where it's like, well, you know what, let's put these songs out, because these are actually, those songs are already out there.
Yeah.
So these songs are like, they might have been on B-side of a single or something, so it's nice to put them out there because fans, love these songs that they don't always, get to hear, so.
One day we might have to explain what B-sides are to people.
Do you know what, I have, they asked me to do like a one paragraph press release for it.
Yeah.
I got on a roll, it's about 8 paragraphs. That's why I have trouble on Twitter. Brevity is a word in my vocabulary. I'm quite verbose, unfortunately. I went on one and I had to talk about the B-sides and how the music business has changed since we started 25 years ago and things like B-sides. So it's quite happy you felt that. I put it all in my write-up. I don't know if it's actually the album out, but it was the press release. So it's...
And I was spoken to a couple of people who have like said, oh, this track would have been on a B-side, or maybe put it on, and I know a couple of people who have said, what's the B-side? So I've had to sit and explain it to people. But just one day I'm waiting for it to appear a bit more in the ether and say, what is a B-side?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Could be a good name for a band. B-side.
So tell us a little bit about you. There's one new track on there, Loneliness.
It's
Loneliness Remains.
It was just it was something. I mean, we were touring quite a lot, so it was put together quite quickly. But it's nice to put something that isn't on anything else as well. So it wasn't actually a song that was part of the writing process for the new album. We've only just started doing that. But no, it was just some extras put on there, really.
I don't know.
It's kind of a sleazy doomy song.
Sounds good. Look forward to hearing it live, hopefully. So, in 25 years, you've only actually changed drummers.
Yep.
So how do you manage the conflict or lack of conflict? How do you get on and work so well together in 25 years? How do you deal with it?
On the whole, we were friends before the band. The original lineup, I mean, Toots, Matt, the original drummer we had, he sat behind me at school when I was 11. Greg was in the next classroom when I was 11. I've known Nick since I was 12. We used to go BMXing together, stuff like that when we were kids. And so it was through friendship and a common love of music and comedy. We spent most of our time laughing. And the good thing is now we're on this tour, and instead of putting something on when we get on the bus, we just sit around talking, laughing, drinking. It's great. And we can still do that for 25 years. And I think that's the biggest achievement than anything, when you've got like a group of people that can still be comfortable in each other's company after all that time. I mean, there's always going to be ups and downs occasionally, but and there's points where people have found it hard when the kids have been growing up and they're away from home. That's probably the hardest thing for some of the guys in the band that I've had, but which it isn't easy. So it's the reason why Jeff left. I mean, he joined the band, and then within the 4 years, his wife had two lovely children. She was working and had two children, and then he decided to leave, and then they had a third. So in a way, it was quite good. My friend did him a really good job, and he's like, he really misses it, but he said, I'm watching my kids grow up,
Yes,
so it was like,
but the
minute he told us, it was like, Jeff, just, we totally understand. That's what it's so best when he comes out regularly, if Adrian's double booked with a gig at the Gates or something, or something. So Jeff comes out and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He played Wacken with us last year.
Oh, wow.
And he played a festival with us recently in Holland this year as well. So that was still really good mates. Jeff could also be coming down tonight, actually, so it'd be nice to see him. He's a top bloke.
Cool. So I've listened to, obviously, your stuff changed over the time, I suppose, as time changes as well. Is that something that's been a conscious decision to change with the times, or is that just the evolvement of the band?
It's us growing up as people, listening to different stuff, and I mean the electronic thing came about a lot because between Icon and Draconian Times there was like a 4-year period there where we spent about 3.25 years away from home.
Right.
Just playing, like the twin guitar stuff all the time. Yeah. And to the point where if we'd have tried to do another album, we'd have probably split up and not enjoyed it. So we needed to do something different, and then with course, I mean, we just literally had to completely go to left field. Try something else, and then it's only when you go from a distance, go, way out and come back, that we actually see the thing that you want to concentrate on. So, I mean, they all felt right at the time, We were sort of growing up as well. We weren't teenagers anymore. Unfortunately, we're still not teenagers. But, you sort of come back, it's like you get to a point as well when you're sort of in your 30s and stuff like that, and you start, late 30s or whatever, you start listening to the music you loved when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, I rebought all the albums I used to have on vinyl. I've rebought them all, remastered CDs, entire collected, and I'm just like, I listen to that sort of stuff. My old favourites. But it's nice to do. I mean, a lot of CDs that came out, they weren't remastered for the CD format, so they sound shit. But once they've remastered, it's like the Maiden albums sound fucking great.
Yeah.
It's like I bought all the Rush albums, all the AC/DC albums, everything, Finland's, everything I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Scorpions, Accept, Metallica, everything. I just rebought it all. The Merciful Fate, awesome. They got their remastered. King Diamond's Abigail got remastered. I was like, I didn't pre-order. I was so excited. Because Abigail was one of the last vinyl albums I bought before moving to CD. It was one of those things you get the bus, you get excited, you buy the album, you get the bus home, and you're looking at the artwork and reading the sleeve notes, and I missed that. You know, I kind of miss that really.
Is that, obviously with this new album, you've put it on all, it's available for all three, vinyl, CD, and digital as well. Is that because the vinyl's coming back?
You know, vinyl has, I mean, a friend of mine runs a record label, and he's, you know, like a small, he's all funded himself, there's not a lot of money, and he puts the money into the bands, and he said, literally, if we do like a limited run of vinyl, say even 500, the vinyl will pay for the studio on its own. You know, he said, and then, you know, you're managing to fund the band through, so vinyl sort of really helps, you know, because it's a bit of a niche, but it's growing, you know, people do miss it. And the thing, we used to spend so much time working on artwork and art direction in albums, and now a lot of the time people don't even see the artwork, because they've got digital downloads. Or if you've got a CD, you can have an intricate painting, but when it's that big, the detail's lost. You know, so I'm kind of really nostalgic about that. It's a good size for good artwork. You know, but I'm actually starting to I'm wanting to buy a record player again. I bought 2 vinyl albums. I'm like, well, I need a record player again, don't I? So, I kind of miss it. There's a certain life and energy to vinyl.
To listening to it,
He's missing from CD. For some types of music, some sort of music does suit CD, I think. But rock music, guitars sound better on vinyl. They just do.
So you think vinyl is going to make another comeback?
I don't think it'll anyway. No, I mean it has grown in popularity already. But I think there's a real cap on how much it will sell, because you know, people love the convenience of digital. They really do, you know. But I think it's nice that it's got the resurgence it's had. There's an interest in it. I'm pleased.
And it means your artwork's a lot bigger as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's it.
Standard artwork
it's actually
as well.
worth having. You know, I bought a couple of CDs recently. Well, I bought quite a lot of CDs. But a couple of the CDs I bought them rather than the digital downloads. I thought, I want to see what the artwork's like. And they haven't even bothered with the booklet properly. And it's like, I might as well just say £3 about the download, you know, rather than buying a CD. But it's a shame, but some bands still concentrate on artwork and stuff, so it's nice when you get one that's worked.
Obviously, like yourselves,
we've always prided ourselves on. We've got a record label that supports us in that way, because a lot of record companies might say, you know, it's going to cost this amount of money if we want to do an 8-page booklet, 12-page booklet, if we want to do a special format, it's going to cost this, and with, you know, the amount of money that isn't flying around in the music business for people, you know, illegal downloads still impacting a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, people are starting to buy things legitimately from downloads and stuff like that. And there's streaming services, and you know, there's ways coming forward, but record companies don't want to take the risk of overspending in case they don't get it back. You know, because they get the money first. The artist is the last person to get paid. You know, so
I suppose with being able to download the individual singles, that's helping a lot.
Although the real thing is,
if
you find people who literally just download 4 songs off the album, the 3 or 4 favourites off an album.
But then
and then they lose the concept
others.
of what putting an album together is. I mean, some bands don't worry about that, but you know, it's
you're a concept.
I mean, when we first started, it was like, all right, that's the song that goes at the end of side 1. Side 2, this is the start of side 2, and that's the second song of side 2. And planning it out was great. You know? And so when bands did that right, it worked really well. Metallica were really good, like Ride the Lightning. And Master of Puppets, great layout for side 1 and 2 of the vinyl. It was one of those, you know, but you know, it's kind of, well, I'm an old bugger anyway. But it's like, I kind of miss that sort of thing, you know. So
I've still got my cassettes and a cassette player. Anyway, so you've got 13 studio-produced albums. I lost count when I started counting all your other EPs and your live albums and all that. Do you have a sneaky favourite?
No, really. The thing is, for me, being part of it, you have memories that happened around the time of each album, and there's lots of good memories around a lot of them, really. So, I don't know. I mean, when we first got the band together, the only thing I really wanted to do was put a record out. So when I first got hold of Lost Paradise, I was like a 19-year-old or whatever, I was like, why have we done it? Kind of thing, you know. And it was that, you know, beyond that, we didn't really have any hopes and dreams. Really, it was like record. That's like yes. You know. So then we just put loads more on. But so the day I got the first bit of vinyl the Lost Private. It's a special moment, you know, regardless of what the album is. Just that the first time you have to see yourself on the record, it's like pretty special.
So there's quite a few bands that have like quoted you as one of their main influences when they've started. How does that affect you and give you?
Do you know what? It's the biggest compliment you can ever get. If somebody, we do get, you know, people come up and telling us, you know, even people in fairly established bands, it's quite surprising. Sometimes when they tell me, it's like, oh, you know, I picked up a guitar after hearing that album.
Yeah.
I formed a band after hearing that album, or I started writing music when I heard this. You know, and hopefully they don't just try to. I mean, I think people might do it first to try it, but if they go off and do completely their own thing, but the inspiration to make the music, it's the biggest compliment you can have. You know, it's quite humbling, really.
So what was your inspiration to start then?
My mum wouldn't let me have a drum kit. Well, we had two baby sisters, like one and three, which at the time I was like, oh, I want a drum kit. But a friend of mine at school, I'm a left-handed guitarist as well, but a friend of mine at school was selling a right-handed guitar for a tenner, so I bought it. And that's it, really. It was a bloody awful guitar, really. Yeah. Action like an egg slicer, and pickups look like fish fingers. It's a shit guitar. It wouldn't even stay in tune. Not that I knew how to tune it. So it was terrible, really. I went from air guitar like that to going, it felt totally weird playing right on the guitar to the air guitar left-handed for ages. But I don't know. I mean, I absolutely loved at the time. I loved like Accent, Scorpions. I mean, rock music was great at that period. You know, you had Maiden and everyone releasing superb albums. Around '84, it was just phenomenal. You know, for metal, it was brilliant. And it's just, you know, you start playing, trying to play along to, you know, your favourite bands. We ain't. You know, trying to play along to Fast as a Shark or something, which obviously didn't happen. But it's sort of it's just a passion for the music, isn't it? You know? And that was it, really. It sort of picked it up. I had a friend's dad up the road had a chord book, and he showed me the first chords. I've still got the chord book. It was a Bert Williams book, and it was like 1 and 6 or something. It said it was one he had when he was a kid. So it was quite nice. He passed it on to me. I've still got it now. He's sadly passed away, unfortunately. But it's nice, you know. He sort of helped you pass it. He's like, no, keep trying. He's like, don't give up. You know, because you can't do it for a bit, you get a bit frustrated. But he said, no, keep at it. And he was really nice at pushing me on, and then you sort of move on from you get better and better quickly after that. So cool.
So obviously 25 years, quite a long time, and there's going to be loads of new people in the scene that weren't around when you first started, and even newer fans coming up now. And with the internet broadening people's horizons and being able to listen, what would you say to the new fans? Why should they listen to you?
Race.
I like it.
The thing is, I mean, the reason we've still got a band together and we do it is we are fans of what we do. We do it we make music for our pleasure. I mean, we're just really fortunate that 25 years down the line there's people that like it too, you know, and they're interested in take time to listen to us or come to the shows. And, but, you know, I mean, we're just 5 people honestly making music for the reason of, you know, playing for ourselves and give us a chance. The only problem with the internet is there's too much choice. And it's separating the wheat from the chaff is, you know.
And being able, people being able to do that.
I quite like some of the services that are out now. And it's literally, if you like this band, try this. And I've bought a lot of albums in the last 2 years purely through related artists kind of links, and it's like, oh, blimey, I've never heard this. This is it. Bought it. You know, so it works in that regard. But no, I mean we're not bad. So. And
you enjoy what you do.
Yeah, love it. I mean, I hate having to wait around all day to get on stage. I absolutely love playing live. It's really can't think it's a job. It's not the best payer, but it's
definitely
fun.
most
It's
fun.
really good fun.
We look forward to seeing you on stage later, and we thank you for your time.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.